Hi everybody, it's Jenny and I am here today to share with you how I plan as I go in my memory planner. I am using the same Cocoa Daisy inserts that I have been using so far this year, and today I am using a stamp set by Waffle Flower Crafts and some patterned paper from Alta New. These are an alcohol ink patterned paper, so they're not on Yupo paper like alcohol ink you would use it. It's just on normal, heavyweight, kind of a glossy cardstock actually, but it mimics the look of alcohol ink. So it's like sort of the best of both worlds. Like you want to be able to use the look of alcohol ink in your projects so that it's archival safe, but you don't have to use the inks that are not archival safe. Isn't that cool? So I decided today that I wanted to stamp upon these papers. I wanted to use them instead of coloring in the stamping. I wanted to use these pattern papers to get the colors. So I'm simply stamping all of through the rainbow. I selected those colors. I decided though I did not like the orange where I originally stamped it because it had the lines go or the darker parts of the colors going through it. Now this one is about the only yellow that is in the pad, so I have to just use that little tiny corner of yellow, but it's okay because it turns out all right in the end. Now also, I think that this is just really, really cool because this is not a technique I do often. I think of it often and like, oh yeah, I should do that. And I just never really do. And I'm always looking for different ways to color in stamps. I get tired of using colored pencils in my planner. And again, I could use normal markers. I get that part, but I just don't really like to for whatever reason. And so this is such a good way to do this. So I'm definitely going to have to remember this, especially with the alcohol inks, since I love the way that they turn out. So I'm starting with the pink instead of red. I just felt like that would be a little bit more fun. And I am using all supplies that are found in the a cherry on top shop. Now, not the inserts, like I said, those are from Cocoa Daisy, but the cherry on top shop. So I'm using the pattern papers, the stamp set, and then also the black ink you can get there as well. So I'm just lining them up across the center of the page and obviously layering them in a rainbow configuration. I really like how this is turning out. Again, I wasn't 100% sure, like I had sort of thought like, okay, I'm going to do this. But how's it going to look? Well, of course, it's gorgeous. How could these beautiful waffle flowers be anything but? And then obviously, you guys know that I am a big fan of alcohol inks, as I showed you a couple weeks ago, me using it in a memory keeping layout. And this is just such a cool way to do it. All right, so now I have sort of gotten them where I want them. So I'm going to use my Scotch ATG adhesive to adhere them to the page and just sort of make them a little more haphazard. Now I'm wiping my fingers with a little alcohol wipe, like just the kind that you buy for just the tiny little ones that they use at the doctor's office, because I'm getting a little bit of residual ink on my fingers. Obviously, I already told you that the paper is sort of glossy. It's not totally glossy, but it's just a little smoother than normal. And so some of that ink is just transferring to my fingers. It's not smearing on the image. It's just, like I said, transferring to my fingers. So now I've got this all laid out, and I'm going to use mild liners this week to create the boxes for my plans. I have done this a handful of times in the past, but definitely not an expert. So some of these are a little bit wonky looking, but I'm a-okay with it because you know what it did? It showed me how much I love it. So this is definitely something I'm going to do more in the future. I simply tested the color of a couple of the pink mild liners that I had to see if it matched the pink in the pattern paper, and this was about as close as we get. So I'm going to put the majority of the plans or the activities in the bottom and a majority of like the things to do, you know, things that crop up in the top. There'll be a little bit of mixing that up, but for the most part, that's the plan right here. Now again, these boxes are not perfect, and like I said, I actually love it because even the non-perfect ones are showing me that yeah, this is definitely something I need to do more in the future. And quite frankly, perhaps I need to buy some more highlighters with beautiful colors. I mean, why be limited to just the ones that I already own? So I'm simply trying to figure out how I like this because, as I said already, this isn't something that I ordinarily do. So I'm trying to figure out, do I like them next to each other? Do I like to stagger them? Ordinarily, you guys know that I sort of stagger all the things in this planner historically. However, I'm just trying to see with this new technique if I feel like I like the results of something else better. So I'm drawing boxes and alternating, just writing with a bullet point as well, but then also sort of stacking the bullet points and stuff on top of each other too. Just trying all the things, right? It's a lot of fun, and as long as at the end it looks like a beautiful rainbow, I'm cool with that. Sometimes I forget to swatch colors out, but luckily this week was not one of those times that I forgot. This is such a good way to make sure that you're getting a color you'll be satisfied on your project. And like I said, I don't always remember to do it because I get a little ahead of myself. I'm sort of a bull in a china shop, if you will. And I sort of just plow through and fix it later, if you will. But today I remembered to swatch and I love it. Now, if you're new here and you have not seen my memory keeping process in this planner, I call it a memory planner or a memory planner without photos because this, I like to switch planners in my day-to-day life. The one that I use as my catch-all, that I write all my things in, all my reminders, all my tasks. I love to change it up. I love to try new planners. But I also love to have one planner on the shelf at the end of the year that I can flip through and have a whole year's worth of content in there. So what I decided to do was have a planner that I would do every single week. And this is that one. I love these inserts. They're beautiful. The paper is gorgeous. They're very minimal with a little bit of blush and neutral colored splatters around the edges, but very faint. And so this one at the end of the year will sit on my shelves. That leaves me free to try all the other things. And so far, it's just been such a wonderful process for me. This is the second year of doing that, and it just feels really good. It allows me to have that creativity. So now you can see this is where I'm starting to put like a box up at the top of, just highlighting more important stuff or highlighting activities because some of these days they're just really full, right? So you can see like Thursday, for example, there was a lot going on Thursday. And so having everything smashed at the bottom. And sometimes I like to just draw attention to specific activities that happen and when they're in the top as well. So as opposed to it just being part of a to-do checklist or something like that. So now I am, again, just finishing up, keeping going, and I'm still swatching out those highlighters. And, a scratch paper, I'm using a sticky notepad. It was just on my desk right there, and I thought of using that. Now, Saturday is a busy day, so I am going ahead and putting some of the activities up at the top. So it will not reflect more to-do lists or things to check off. This is really going to be more things that are going on, things that are happening. And I love that because it was a busy day. There was, baseball games and work and all kinds of things for me to keep track of. And so being flexible like that allowed me to be able to fit all of the things in the box. But my personality is very flexible. I am very laid back, especially about my crafting. And so it doesn't really come as a huge surprise that I am okay with that. One of the things that I enjoyed most about using the highlighters to create my own boxes was that I was able to make boxes the sizes that I needed them. So as opposed to relying on stickers that are already or stamps even, that are pre-done and determined and having to find the perfect size box, I can go ahead and make the box the size that I need it. And that is such a gift. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stop using stickers. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I still really enjoy stickers. But this is such a great alternative when I don't have the sticker that I need or I'm not really sure how I'm going to make this all work. This is a great alternative. So I'm looking forward to playing more with this in the future. Now, one of the things that you can see and that I'm thinking about as I'm creating this is that there is quite a bit of white space in the top. Now, I could have left this the way that it was, certainly, and maybe when I'm looking at it, I should have. However, I decided that what I was going to do was I was going to cut out a couple of additional flowers. So I stamped another flower on the orange and another one on the blue. And then I am just going to go ahead and cut those out. Now, there really wasn't a lot of thought in terms of like, ooh, which color do I want? I was really just looking more at where I had the open space and where I needed to put those flowers so that they would sort of blend in with the rainbow. And so that's how I came up with the orange and the blue because I mean, I actually really do like the blue a lot, but orange isn't a color I'm naturally drawn towards, so it's not something I would think I would necessarily choose. However, in the end, I really like how it all comes together. So I simply stamped those and then I shook them out to dry just a little bit to speed up the drying process ever so slightly, and then do the exact same thing with the blue one. And now you get a little bit of a look again at those gorgeous papers. Who can resist those? Am I right? If you love the alcohol ink like I do, let me know below. I'm really curious if any of you enjoy the alcohol ink look. I just think it's so very pretty. So this is really it for me. So thanks so much guys for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below and I will do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much and make it a great day.